Welcome back to the channel. So glad each and every one of you can make it. Tonight we're going back in time, all the way to cowboy and Indian days with this. Again, welcome back to the channel, everybody. You'll understand that little pun at the beginning when we get into the paint and decal phase of this. But yeah, this is one of this year's most popular castings, and I actually like it the way it is. I have one saved for me, and I have two that I'm going to be doing the specific way. I'm making two of these, is what I'm trying to get out. One for me, and then I'm gonna sell one of them. But anyhow, it's not going to stay like this. It'll be a different color, different decals, and definitely different wheels by the time we're said and done. So let's get this bad boy out of the pack. Okie dokie. Got the magic sauce on here to get the cars out of the packs, and it works without fail every single time. Now let's put this in here so it doesn't seal back, and we'll set this off to the side so that it can harden and everything that it wants to do. And let's take a look at this bad boy. Oh man, yeah, that looks good. Really nice casting, got some weight to it. I see some blemishes in the finish, but you know, it's a dollar car. What do you expect? But like I said, we're not doing just one of those, we're doing two of them. I have decided whenever I do a car from now on, I'm going to do two, unless it's just something I really don't like. I'm going to do one for me and one for something else. I'm planning on starting selling customs. I believe that they look halfway decent enough to where I can do that. So, one for me, one for sale. Now we got to get these bad boys cracked apart. And all that takes is a little bit of drilling. Just like the old days, a little bit of drilling. Small bit, a drill, and a larger bit, but we're going to start off with the smaller one. And as we do this, as we go through this process and everything, after I get these apart, they won't be together anymore until the very end. So, set that right there. Put a dab of oil. And I got a feeling that post in the back is very, very short. Alright, let's see what we got here. The typical 3-tab hold down for the wheels, so that's good. Black interior, pretty basic. No gauges or anything on the dash, just plain old steering wheel, cheap as you can go. And the brand new windshield. And this will just get dipped in the floor shine. I'll clean it up real good and get dipped in the floor shine. That's pretty much it. The base will get painted. The interior, I'm not sure if it'll get painted or not. But I'm just going to put everything in there for tonight, because I actually have a couple cars in the stripper. And I will label that as well as the other one. I hear my buddy in there starting to holler. Get a marker. Silv number 1. Silv number 2. And I feel pretty certain this is going to be the exact same thing. Nothing special. No surprises. Yeah. I may try the chrome removal. I don't know. I might try to put it in the purple power or God, I can't even think now. The stuff to take the chrome off. I may try that, I don't know. I might just prime it, clean it and prime it like I always do. But yeah, there's 2 of them, ready to go. Next time you see these, they will be coming out of the stripper. And I know, I'm not going to show you the going into the stripper. I mean, you've seen it 1,000 times on this channel or other channels, so you know, there's no need. Try to skip a few processes and keep the ball going, right? I've got everything set up. We're going to be using Stynol Res this time. And the reason I'm using Stynol Res is it's just a good medium color for the base coat for the primer. And it's ready to shoot. As you can see, it's very watery out of the bottle. And for these 2 trucks, I'm going to be, one is going to be a candy color and the other one is just going to be a regular color, if you will. I know, candy color and regular color, but anyhow, that, you know, one's going to be candy and the candy one's going to be for me and the other one is going to be for sale. So let's start with the base. I've already got everything degreased, cleaned, wiped down with alcohol, and I want to keep the bumper, the front and rear bumpers chrome, so that's why I have that like that. Stynol Res makes a great product. I've used it one time before, and I mean, it was just really, really good. It went on real smooth and everything. Make sure everything sprays. Yep, it's coming out nice. And like always, it's a tack coat. Get everything started. You see that chrome disappearing already. See the chrome disappearing, it's turning more of a metallic silver. And we'll put one more coat on that after it dries. This particular airbrush that I'm using is an older one. I have a new one, but this joker, it really likes for stuff to be thin, so I may have to thin it down just a hair. But it seems to be spraying okay for right now. One of these I will be going back over with a metallic base, and the other one will go straight to paint after this. So get the wheel wells real good. As you can see, that spray is just wonderful right out of the bottle. This has not been thinned at all. Side the bed. But yeah, now she's not all bright and shiny anymore. Cover that one up. Let it dry for a couple minutes. Come back and put another coat on it. Got everything cleaned up, so let's see what we have. This is on the number 1 base. I have the number 1 holder. I have it numbered so that I won't get the bases and stuff crossed up, because sometimes they don't want to go back together just right. Most of the time they do, but sometimes they don't. There we go. Look at how nice and flat that Styrene laid down. And like I said, it's a metallic base, so it's got some sparkle to it, but that's not the reason I use this. The reason I use this is a lighter color than the gray that I have from Createx, the Autoborn. Well, actually I don't have a gray. I have a white and I have a black. I need to actually get their gray, but this is still a lighter color, and this could be clear coated just as is. Detail it up, clear coat it, and that's a super cool color. There's that. Got that one done. Again, there's that one. Look how nice and flat everything laid down. Can't see anything that was in the casting to start with. You know, nothing wrong. See one little spot right there that before I paint I can pick out with a pick. But you know, that's just some of those things you don't see until you go to priming and stuff. There's the base. Chrome's gone. She's a nice flat color. Looks really good. But what this is, I'll go ahead and tell you what I'm going to do now. The one I'm going to go over with, I haven't made up my mind if I'm going to go aluminum or silver metallic rather, or if I'm going to go gold. But then I'm going to go over it with the blood red. And I could actually go over it with just this color for a different look, because it has some metallic in it, and I may try that. I don't know. We'll see. And then the base is going to remain silver, so I mean it still has the chrome on it, so the base that goes with that will get the blood red over the base. You've all seen me do it before, and it's just a super contrasty color. The other one is going to get straight maroon. I'm going to custom mix the maroon out of some red and some blue until I get the maroon color that I think I want, and then we'll lay it down. That'll be the next step. Well, it's paint day. Let's see how this goes. I got a little bit of custom mixed maroon. Well, I actually have too much. And the way you get it is by putting in some red and then putting in like 3 or 4 drops of blue. And that's how you get the maroon. And then I thinned it down. I don't know if I have it thin enough, but we're going to give it a try. If it fails, I'll just clean it out and pour some more thinner in it. I got a feeling that's too thick. Right now it's spraying. Let's go for it. Start off with the base. This is going to be the solid color one. As always, it's a tack coat to start. And I have these number matched, so I make sure to get the right base with the right body. And there's the first coat. You got to make sure to hit everything. And I'm not going for perfect coverage just yet. I'm going just for coverage to make sure that it sticks to the body. Pretty nice color, isn't it? Wait till you see the other body. We're going to give this a couple minutes to dry. And typically by the time I get the body painted, the base is dry. So let's give it another shot. And you just have to figure out how dark you want to go with it from here. And now we can put on wet coats. Get it as dark as we want or need. Get inside the screw hole. Turn it around, hit it again. That way we know we get complete coverage. And there we go. I think that'll be good enough for the base. But we want to go around and make sure that we got inside the wheel wells real good. I'm actually going to hit it from the top too, just the edges. I just like to do that in case anything shows through that we might miss. Is that not a beautiful color? Make sure I don't have any shading going on. Now let's do the body again. Kind of looks pinkish, doesn't it? That's okay, it won't be pink long. I'm trying to learn to keep my air on in between bursts of paint because I have a bad habit of letting off of it, and you don't want to do that. That makes the tip dry out and everything, so you want to try to keep the air going through it if you can. Beautiful color, isn't it? It's amazing what we can mix up ourselves if we really try. Trying to give it a 50-50 coverage. Look how good that color looks. And then with those darker maroon stripes and gold on the decals, I think that'll look really good. I think I'm gonna put one more coat on it just because I want it a little darker, and I can see that it's just a little light right there. So one more coat. All right, let's take a look at it. Yeah, I want to stop with that because it's starting to go too dark. I don't want to go any darker than that. Yeah, I don't want to go any darker. I should have actually stopped one coat ago. But you know, that's one of the things you learn as you do this, when to stop. That's okay, I'm going to get it cleaned up and we'll tackle the other paint job. So the next color I'm going to use is gold metal flake. And the reason I want that is because for my truck, I want it to be more of a candy red more than a maroon red. So we start off with a little bit of thinner, just enough to coat the bottom because we're not going to be using a bunch of paint. We're only spraying the body. And we had the gold metal flake, and the reason I'm waiting till now to mix this up is because the flake will separate and settle down in the bottom of the cup. So I always wait until I'm ready to use. Now Createch says to wait 10 to 15 minutes with their paints, with their candies, for the chemicals and everything to react with the paints, for everything to calm down. Well, this isn't a candy paint. This is a metal flake paint. So I'm kind of bending the rules. They still want you to wait a few minutes But I have learned with their metal flakes that the flake separates really quick. So I always wait until I'm ready to spray it, and I mix it, and then I run with it. And that is more than enough to do 3 or 4 cars. But like I said about this particular airbrush, it likes for stuff to be thin. I really need to start using my other airbrush, but I save it for special stuff. There you can see all the metal flake in there. So, and a word of caution about red. If you ever spray a red, you have to be sure to clean it out really good, because if you don't, that red will tint your other paints. It's just a hard color to really get rid of. I'm going to play this by eye, by ear, however you want to say it, because I don't know exactly how gold I want it. But she's going to be gold. But see how much better it sprays out? Because I have it so thin. I really don't like going that thin, but it helps the paint come out of the airbrush better, so be it. And I'm shooting it at a little over 30 psi, so okay, here we go. Let me get you up close so you can see it. Again, just a light tack coat, and then we'll come back and hit it with our wet coat, and that should be enough for the gold, because as you can see, it coats it really quick. We'll let it sit for a minute and dry, and then come back and put another wet coat on it, and that'll probably be it, because this is pretty coated. Alright, it's been a couple minutes. I'll hit it with some air, make sure that it's dry. And then we'll hit it again. I can just see the gold flake floating around out here, and you can see it on my table over here. You just see it. That's going to do it for that gold. I mean, she's gold too, boys. That'll do it for that. Now I get the fun part of cleaning up, the part you don't have to worry about. But keep in mind, this paint was a little too thin, but I think that it really helped it lay down better. So I'm happy with it. Look how gold that is. Woo woo! Just finished cleaning the old airbrush up. As you can see, she is nice and clean. That's part of the deal. But what I wanted to try to show you is, look down in this water. See that gold metal flake stirring around in there? But yeah, let's take a look at these 2 cars now. I've got everything cleaned up. Push that over to the side. Sorry about the shaking. There's the gold. And then there's that. So you get an idea of how the gold decals will look on that maroon car, maroon truck. Like I said, I went a little too dark, but oh well, it is what it is. I wish I'd have went one pass lighter, but that's something you have to play with and learn, you know. Have to learn when to stop. That's part of the game. Another day, another project. We got rain coming. See how cloudy looking it and wet looking it is that way. But we're going to go ahead and spray it because it's nice and cool out here. Got everything all taped off on the base, and that's what we're going to start with as always. Got my favorite color from Createch so far, the blood red, loaded up or mixed up. It's been sitting for about 10-15 minutes while I get everything set up. That's the color we're going with. And this is for my truck. Just because this is the color I wanted. And you've seen me do the chrome base before, but I'll show you again. You're going to love how this turns out. Little tack coat, get everything going. And while that's drying, we're going to hit this beautiful gold base. I mean, this thing just turned out beautiful. I could throw the decals on it as is and go with it, but that's not what we're doing with it. So let's get her painted up. First little coat, tack coat, as always. Not looking to actually paint the truck on this pass. We want coverage, but we're not looking to paint it, if that makes any kind of sense. I just want to get some on so it will become sticky, and the next coat will have something to stick to, and yeah, that's what we're looking for. And I'm painting my hand red. That's okay. Try to give a 50-50 overlap. And there's that bad boy. Look at how good it looks already. Whoa, I need to hit that bed one more time. There we go. Now we'll let this dry for a few minutes, and it doesn't take but a minute. You can sit here and actually watch it flash. I'll hit it with the air just so you can see. You can see it flash, but I want to do a little bit more than flash. So there it goes. She's starting to flash now and dry. I don't know how many coats I'm going to put. It'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of 3, counting this one, maybe 4. And see, that roof really needs a little bit more on it so that it'll match the whole truck as I do it. So we'll cover that up, go back to the base. It should be ready by now, and it is. Whoa, about knocked over my paint. You really have, if you ever do chrome, you really have to clean it and degrease it real good, and then it'll still want to beat up on you like that. If it continues to do that, we're going to have to paint the base. Some bases I have learned that you can do this too, and some you can't. So we'll just have to pay attention to it and go by eye. But if it keeps doing like that and not coating, we'll have to paint it the silver metallic and then go over it with the red. I like showing y'all when I screw up because it happens to the best of us. And although I don't do it much, I do it on occasion. I took this inside and it just wasn't sticking. It was bubbling up. And I know it looks like crap right now, but it will look better, I promise. I had actually forgotten to do a step. I have for stuff like this, I have what's called, it's made by Duplicolor, but it's called adhesion promoter. And it's made for putting on plastic so that you can paint it and the paint will stick to it. But you can also put it on metal or anything like that. Well, I forgot to put it on this like a dummy. So I took it inside, hit it with a toothbrush real quick, and knocked off all the paint that wasn't sticking. So now we have that. So it probably won't turn out as good as I hope, but we're going to give it a shot and see how it does turn out. I might have to start over with the base. Never know. But see how much better that's sticking already? You know, you get in a rush trying to do things and you forget. But in one coat, look at how much better it looks already compared to what it did. And again, that's just a tack coat. We'll come back to that. Sorry. I've got the one coat plus one wet coat on this, 2 wet coats on this. As you can see, it's actually still drying. So I'm going to spray some air on it and try to get it to flash a little bit more. And I think I'm going to go one more coat just because I want it a little bit darker. I mean, that looks beautiful like that, but I think I want it one coat darker. So let's do it. way to do it is to do it, right? And we're doing it. Out here in the wind and everything else. Storm's coming is what it is. That's okay, we're gonna get it done. Knocked over my paint cup. Daggum you wind. Quit that. Sorry. Oh, we got the back. Let's go down this side. Across the front. Now down this side. The hood and the roof. And make sure we hit it from the back like that. And make sure we hit that bed. And yes, we're going to stop with that. Heck yeah, that looks beautiful. Looks beautiful. I'm sitting here cleaning this up, and I got to thinking about something. Most people won't show you their mess ups. And I'm going to explain why I do. I do it so that I can show you that, yes, you just messed up. But because you messed up, it's no reason to panic. No reason to have a fit. No reason to go into conniptions, to have a heart attack or anything like that. Because all it is just a car. And let me tell you, this red is the hardest color I ever seen to clean in my life. Because if you don't get it out, it'll get in all your other paint. But anyhow, if you screw up, I'm trying to get you to understand that you can try a few different things to see if you can fix it, rather than just immediately giving up and saying, oh, that's no good, you know, this ain't going to work, or this isn't going to work, or whatever. I'm trying to get that point across to you. Yes, we all screw up. I once read a phrase by a man, and I really liked it. It says something along the lines of, judge not a man how he acts in good times, but how he reacts in bad times. In other words, you paint a car, or you work on a car, and it doesn't go the way you planned, don't have a fit. Think about it for a second. You know, what did you do wrong? Did you skip a process like I did? Is it the paint not doing right? Did you not file it? Did you not sand it? You know what I'm saying? You know, just because it's messed up for that second doesn't mean that you're automatically going to have to start over. Think it through. Work with it for a minute. Because 9 times out of 10, it can be fixed. I promise you. 9 times out of 10. Yes, you may have to put it back in the stripper, but don't just automatically put it in the stripper. Think it through. Like, there's a great channel supporter, and I won't call out his name, but he has a car that he's been working on. And he's had trouble with the paint, Well, he finally got the paint the way he wanted it, but when the tape left residue on the paint when he took it off. So he automatically was just going to throw it back in the stripper, and I told him, no, don't do that. Try this first. And I don't know if he tried it or not. I kind of doubt it after watching his last video. I kind of doubt that he did that, and I'm sorry I'm rambling and talking, but I just want you to understand what I'm trying to get across to you. I doubt that he did, because from his last video he was talking about putting it back in the stripper. But anyhow, I'll go ahead and tell you what I recommended to him. WD-40. Put some WD-40 on your finger, on a Q-tip, anything. Gently rub it on there, right? Take a damp paper towel or something. Wipe the WD-40 off. Get another damp paper towel and wipe that area again really good, because you want to make sure to get all that WD-40 off. But WD-40 will take off all that adhesive. All that tape adhesive, it'll take it right off. It'll tape off Sharpie markers on packaging. Oh man, I've done so many videos about what WD-40 will do. It's not funny. But yeah, my point is just don't give up. There's always a way. Just like this base. I screwed up. I forgot a step. But that is a pretty dang good save, if I do say so myself. Is it perfect? By no means. But if I didn't tell you that I screwed up, you would look at this and say, wow, that looks really good. Not knowing that I screwed up. So that's the point. Just don't give up, everybody. Don't sweat the details. It can be worked out 9 times out of 10. Well, there you go. That was a pretty fun process, a pretty fun build and everything. Hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate you making it this far. It's been a little bit of a different build because I tried a couple new things that, really didn't work out. But hey, it is what it is. I actually had a fail. I made a fail video out of it. And, there's just a learning curve. Learning new things and forgetting things is part of the build procedure. I can't believe I did it, but whatever. So with that stated, we're going to take a look at the trucks and everything. I really enjoyed doing them. I really like how they turned out. 2 totally different types of builds while being the same, if that makes any sense. But with that stated, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming, watching, and making it this far. And I hope you like how they turned out. Until next time, thank you all so very much for watching.